Hello, everybody. It's time once again for Monday Pilates with Doug. It is, as we're filming this, it's August 17th. If you were with me for the last class, we used a Pilates ball. So we're going to use the Pilates ball again. See it down at the bottom next to the block? We're going to use a block, and we may use a yoga strap for stretching. So if you don't have a Pilates ball, you can use a block, or you can take a big towel and roll it up into a tight cylinder shape, and that'll work just fine also. So we're going to start standing up. And we're going to start with roll downs. I'm going to stand sideways. You can face me. So stand tall, make your spine longer. Take an inhale, and then just exhale and breathe normally as you roll down, keeping the spine very rounded, letting the knees bend and letting the arms dangle. And inhale here, and then we'll exhale, roll up. Breathing as often as you need to. You don't have to do one long, slow breath. Stacking the spine, inhaling at the top. And we'll do it again. It's important to let the knees bend a lot because you want to lengthen out and stretch the back of the spine. Take your inhale at the bottom and then just continue to breathe as you roll up. And inhale at the top. We'll do one more. The head and the arms should feel very heavy. They're soft, but they're heavy. And we'll roll up. Nice, and we've got the spine limbered up. I'm going to face you. We're going to just bend our knees a little bit, rest the hands on the knees, and do a standing cat-cow. So let's arch the back first. I'll stand sideways. I want you to lift up your tail feathers and lift up the heart and bring it forward and up. And then as we exhale, we'll round the back, we'll curl, pull the belly in, drop the head, and use the abdominals to kind of force the lower thoracic spine backwards. And we'll inhale, arch, and exhale, curl. And it's okay to have a little movement in the knees too. Inhale, arch, and exhale, curl. And one more time, we'll inhale, arch, and exhale, curl. Good, we'll stay in a slight curl and just continue into a roll down. Just like we did a few minutes ago. We'll inhale at the bottom. And we'll start breathing as we roll up, and we're going to add on to this. So as the head comes up, we inhale, circle the arms out and up. And now we're going to pretend we have a big beach ball in front of us. We're going to exhale and kind of swan dive over the beach ball, bending the knees again. And we're in that roll down position. We'll inhale and exhale, roll up. Inhale, arms out and up. You don't have to breathe with me. You can breathe a little faster if you want. And we'll roll over that big beach ball into the roll down position. We'll inhale at the bottom. Exhale, roll up, breathing 2 or 3 times if necessary. And inhale, arms out and up. And last time, we'll roll over that big beach ball, body weight coming forward. Legs are strong. And then relax in the roll down position. And exhale, roll up, and continue to breathe. Okay, come to standing. Go ahead and roll the shoulders a few times. So we're going to take some side bending. I want you to take your legs about shoulder width apart, or maybe even a little more if you want to. And bring the arms straight out to the side. You can have palms down or palms forward, doesn't matter. And keeping the hips really solid, we're going to inhale and side bend to the right. And we'll exhale, come back to center. And then other way. We're just seeing how far our spine will go today. So we're not really moving the arms. The arms are following along for the ride. They're just kind of locked into the shoulder joints. Real similar to when we have that yoga strap behind our neck, behind our head. Do one more each side. And last one. and come back to the center. Go ahead and lower the arms, roll the shoulders a few times. Now we're going to bring the hands behind the head with the elbows out to the side. Now you can also have the fingertips alongside the head. If you have your hands behind the head, try to avoid pushing your head forward. Same side bending. We'll inhale, go to the right first, and exhale back to center. I'm going to go a tiny bit faster, and inhale out, and exhale to center. I want you to really feel the feet attaching into the floor. The legs are strong and powerful. They're supporting your body weight as it shifts from side to side. One more time to the right. And one more time to the left. And back to center. Now we're going to take the arms up into a high V position. The shoulder blades relax down. The abdominals have to get a little firmer. And same side bend. Inhale, keeping the arms again kind of locked in place in the shoulder joints. And exhale back to center. And other way. Inhale. And exhale, center. I'm going nice and slow because I want you to just allow the spine to settle in when it gets into that side stretch, that side bend. Coming out of it slowly. And to the left. And back to center, and we have one more each side. And last one. And back to center. We'll go ahead and lower the arms, give them a rest, roll the shoulders a few times. Now we're going to stand just a little further apart. And we're going to take our right foot and just pivot it outward just a little bit. We're going to be doing some twisting. We're going to take the arms out and we're just going to twist to the right as we bend that right knee and just reach toward the right. So one arm going forward, one arm going back, and then we'll come back to center. We're going to go the same direction, twist and reach, and come back to center. We'll go just a little faster. I want you to get the full twist in your spine. And we're doing 5 in all. Here's the last one. And back to center. Rest the arms. Now the other foot pivots out to the left a little bit. Arms out. We're going to twist to the left as we bend the left knee and reach toward the left and untwist and come back. And again. And come back. Again, like doing a little bit of a lunge. And come back, and it's all about the twist. And one more to go. And come back and lower the arms and roll the shoulders, bringing the feet closer together. Time for our balance. So let's stand on our left foot today and establish the balance. We don't want to start moving around until we have the balance. And then we're just going to lift up the right knee, lift it up as high as it'll go, just relax the lower leg, and then lower almost all the way to the floor. We'll do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. And lower. Now take external rotation in the hip joint. The knee is going to lift up and it's going to go to the outside. I'll get my hand out of the way and lower. And again, knee to the outside. And lower. And 1 more time, lift it up to the outside. Try not to rotate the pelvis or the hips, and lower. Now we're going to go internal rotation. So when we lift the knee up, it crosses our midline as high as it'll go, and lower. And don't touch the floor. And lower. And we have 1 more to go. And come down and relax and shake it out. Let's see how you do on the other side. Establish the balance first. And left knee comes up as high as it'll go. We don't want to curl our tail under though. And lower and hover. And again. And lower and hover. And again. And lower and hover. External rotation in the hip joint. And we lift the knee, it goes out to the left side, and we lower, and we hold our balance, and we lift, and we lower. One more time. And we lower. We'll come back to what we call the sagittal plane, the plane right out in front. Then we do our internal rotation and we lift the knee up. It's just across our midline. And we lower and hover. And we lift. And we lower and hover. You try to keep the hips facing forward. And lower. And set your foot down and shake it out. Okay, we're going to go to the mat here in a second. Be sure you have the block and your ball and maybe your strap close enough where you can reach it. I'm going to set my laptop down, adjust the screen for the mat work. I think that ought to work right there. So let's start, if you've already come down to your mat, but just go ahead and stay there, but I'm going to stand on the mat and do one roll down. Inhale and exhale. Let's come down all the way to the mat. We're going to start on all fours. Make sure you have some room behind you and out in front of you. We're going to be reaching forward and reaching our leg back. So let's start with straight spine. Check the shoulder blades to make sure they're away from your ears and the belly is pulled in somewhat and very little arch in the low back, if any. So left leg straightens and lifts. Right arm out in front of you. So essentially the leg and the arm are lined up. Now as we inhale, the right arm goes slightly out to the right and the left leg goes way out to the left. And as we exhale, they come back in. We'll do that 2 more times. We want the arm and the leg to stay lined up. The arm does not go all the way out to the side. It just goes out to the diagonal, just like the leg. 1 more time. No fair resting your hand on your sofa either. And come back in. And come back to all fours. Okay, going to the other side, extend the right leg out long and lift it up. Be sure you're not arching your back. Left arm forward. Watch out for all your stuff. On the inhale, the arm goes slightly out to the left, but the leg goes way out to the right. And exhale, come back. And again, we'll inhale, they go out. Long diagonal line shooting through the body and exhale back. And 1 more time, inhale out. And exhale, we'll come back. And we'll come down to all fours. Let's take a quick rest pose. And in a minute, we're going to do our shivering. Okay, come on up. Swing your legs around to sitting any way that you want to do it. In shivering, we want to have our body in the shape of a cradle. So the knees are slightly bent, the legs are almost straight. We'll just come down to the elbows. We want to avoid sinking into the shoulders. We want to lift slightly up out of the shoulders, drawing in the low ribs, drawing in the belly, lengthening that lumbar spine through here. We're going to be holding our upper body still. And I want you to think of the legs just shivering and the heels bouncing up and down on your mat. Here we go. Really fast and vigorous. Think of a relaxed way of being vigorous, if that makes sense. And breathe. And then rest. We'll take a breath or two. We're going to do that 2 more times. So very long spine, slightly rounded. Here we go. This will get easier over the weeks if we keep doing it twice a week or more. And rest, recover. You might be a little bit out of breath now. Find that long curved spine. And one last time. And rest. Very nice. Come up to sitting. We're going to grab our Pilates ball, and that Pilates ball is going to go behind our back. If you don't have the ball, you can use your block or the rolled up towel, and we're going to lie down on the ball. The ball is right about bra line. Knees are bent, feet on the floor, hands behind the head. We're going to try to keep our lumbar spine not arched, but keep it neutral as we drape our spine, upper spine over the ball. We want to be in a nice little back bend here. So adjust your body position on the ball. We'll take a few breaths. Again, we want to avoid arching the low back, just arching the upper, say, 2/3 of the spine. And then we're going to take an exhale and lift up into a little baby chest lift, like we're just starting to do a sit-up. And we'll inhale, drape the spine over the ball again. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. And one more time. And inhale, lower. Okay, come to a neutral spine, so you're just ever so slightly lifted. And now just lift up the right leg, bringing the knee a little closer to the right collarbone, and then lower the right foot again. And lift up the left leg. And lower the left leg. Okay, leave the legs down, drape over the ball. We're going to put it all together. Exhale, chest lift, and lift up the right leg. And inhale, lower. And then exhale, chest lift, lift up the left leg. And inhale, lower. We're going to keep going, alternating the legs each time. Good. And again, right leg up. And lower. And left leg up. And inhale, lower. And right leg. And lower. And left leg. And lower. Now we're going to keep going, but add a little twist. We twist to the right as the right leg comes up. We untwist as we come down. And then left side, exhale, twist, and inhale, down. And right side. And left side. And one more on the right. And one more on the left. And come down. Good. We'll relax for one breath and just let the chest open up here. And then we'll lift up into a chest lift again. Now we're going to stay lifted, looking forward. Try to relax your neck. Straighten out both the legs. Legs are together, feet are pointed. Energize all the muscles in the legs. Squeeze them together. Arms up and forward. Take an inhale. And exhale, we do one roll up to come to sitting. Great, we'll remove the ball. Let's hold on to the ball. Hold it out in front of you. And we're going to roll back down to the mat, keeping the legs straight, keeping the heels down. Great, the arms will come up. Bend both knees, feet on the floor, ball between the knees. Arms alongside the body. Here's our home position. We'll start our bridging. We inhale first. We exhale. When we tuck the pelvis, we pull the belly button in and the pubic bone lifts up. And then we continue pushing our feet into the floor, peeling the spine up until you're in a shoulder bridge position. We'll inhale at the top and exhale, lower the spine one vertebra at a time. As we inhale at the bottom, the pelvis and the lower spine come to neutral. Again, exhale, tuck. Pubic bone comes up first. Pubic bone seems to lead the way, pulling everything else up. We inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly lower. Now, as we take our inhale, we're also going to take the arms up. We'll leave them up there. Exhale, tuck, float the hips up to a bridge. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly come down. Inhale at the bottom. We have one more to go. And inhale at the top. And exhale. And slowly come down. Arms go out to the side along the floor in an airplane position, palms up. Lift the hips ever so slightly off the mat, and then just press that low back into the mat with the abdominals drawn in. And then see if you can lift both legs up to tabletop position, continuing to squeeze the ball, and we'll do our little twist. Let's go to the right. Inhale, pivot the hips to the right, leave the opposite shoulder down. And exhale, come back to center. And inhale, pivot the hips to the left. And exhale to center. And inhale, pivot the hips to the right. And as you come back to the center, you want to just momentarily press that low back into the mat so your low back stays safe. Inhale out to the left. And exhale to center. And we'll inhale out to the right. And come back to center. And out to the left. And come back to center. Okay, leave the low back, imprint it on the mat. Carefully lower your feet and your knees down. Great, hands behind the head. Inchworm your spine around. Make the spine a little longer, preparing for a chest lift. We'll inhale here at the bottom and keeping the spine long. Exhale, lift up the head, neck, and chest. Pausing to inhale at the top and exhale, slowly lower. And the knuckles don't quite touch the mat. We inhale and exhale, lift. And pause, inhale and exhale, lower. And inhale, and again we go up. Pause, inhale, exhale, lower. Inhale at the bottom, one more before we add on. The spine should stay long the whole time. And lower, and breathe in, and breathe out, lift, and stay lifted this time. Pause to inhale, and exhale, twist the rib cage to the right. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist the rib cage to the left. And inhale to center. You want to stay lifted the whole time, and you're doing the work with the rib cage, and the arms are just kind of soft and relaxed. The arms have checked out. They're just following along for the ride. And we'll twist to the right, and back to center, and twist to the left, and back to center. We'll do one more each side. Last one to the left. Inhaling to center. Make sure you're still lifted. And then as you exhale and lower down, lengthen out the spine. Okay, let's take the ball away and set it down. We'll do another bridging exercise. So you're in your home position. Remember the leg movement that we did when we were draping our spine over the ball. We're going to inhale first. We exhale, tuck the pelvis and peel up. We take our inhale, keeping the hips lifted, and exhale, right knee comes up. And inhale, right foot back down. And exhale, left knee comes up. And inhale, back down. And right knee, and lower. And left knee, and lower. There's no dropping of the pelvis. There's no twisting or movement in the pelvis. It just stays right where it is. One more each side. Last one on the left. And lower. Let's get that pubic bone lifted a little higher. There, inhale. And exhale, lower one vertebra at a time. Pull the knees into the chest, take a very short break, move around if you like. And we're just going to come up to sitting as if we were rolling like a ball. Tighten up the body, and here we go. Roll on up to sitting. We're going to do a cradle. Similar body position to when you're doing the shivering, except we're going to be lifted a little higher. I want to turn, you stay where you are. I want to turn and face you because I want you to see how my arms are. So we lean back a little already. The elbows go out and the hands rest on the mat. Now it's harder if you're on your fingertips, a little easier if your hands are flat. But what we're going to be doing is rolling back and lifting up the legs and rolling back up and lowering the heels to the floor. So knees slightly bent, legs are together, feet are gently pointed. I'm going to rest my hands flat on the floor. The shoulder blades are down and our whole spine is again slightly curved in the cradle position. Okay, we're going to start to roll back and at the same time the legs float up. And at some point we stop And then we roll back up a little bit until the heels touch the floor, right? Never sitting upright. Let's do it again. Pause and back up. You're never stopping the work, right? You're always in the work. You're drawing that belly in and trying to round the lumbar spine, not arch the lumbar spine. And you want to keep that lumbar spine as long as possible. This is the last one. And come back up and sit upright. We really feel it right here in our center. Okay, so let's do one roll down, sit up tall and straight, straighten out the legs, feet are pointed, arms forward. We'll go into that C curve position in the spine. We'll inhale and exhale, slowly roll back. And we'll inhale, arms up and circle them around. Hamstring pull, let's bend the knees, feet on the floor, hands behind the head. We'll lift up to a chest lift position. We'll take the left leg long and straight along the floor. We'll take the right leg up. Take your right hand and just kind of pull the leg in a little closer. So that's your goal, to be lifted that high. Hand back behind the head. Pulse the right leg twice, switch legs, and pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. We're just scissoring the legs, little pulse of the legs. You never drop the upper body. We want to keep the spine nice and long here. A few more to go. Left leg comes up last. Hold the left leg up there. Take your left hand, just give yourself a mini stretch right here. And then we'll come down. Okay, so we're going to do our crisscross, but instead of kicking the leg out straight, we're just going to march the legs. So hands behind the head. We'll lift up to chest lift, one leg at a time to tabletop. The legs are not touching. Let's drop the left toes first and then switch the legs and start to march it out. And then we'll add the twist. We twist toward the incoming knee and then switch and exhale and twist and twist and exhale and exhale. A few more to go. A few more to go. Good. If you're even on both sides, come on down, take a quick break, grab your Pilates ball. That ball's going to go between your feet or your ankles. Okay. Both legs up. Grab the backs of your legs. Straighten the legs as much as you can. And while you're doing that, give yourself a little hamstring stretch. And wouldn't it be nice if our legs stayed like that when we let go? Arms out to the side, along the floor, palms up. Pendulum. On the inhale, pivot your hips toward the right, which will cause the legs to fall out to the right side. And exhale, come back to center. And inhale, pivot the hips to the left. And exhale to center. I don't know if you can see the ball or not, but as you go out to the side, you don't want the ball to roll. Each time you come to the center, the low back presses to the mat. You don't have to go out real far. It's still a lot of work if you only go out a little ways. We have one more to go. To the left. Very nice. Okay, here's where we have fun. Bring your arms up like you're going to catch the ball. Use your feet to throw the ball up in the air and catch the ball, and don't break any lamps or anything. Set the ball. No, we're going to use the ball. We're going to do another bridge. So I want you to put the ball under your left foot. So your legs are still hip joint width apart. Actually, you know what? We're going to put the ball under the left toe balls. So if you can see my left foot, my heel is off the ball, because when we lift up to the bridge, we're going to be rolling the ball forward. Feel free to watch for the first one. Okay, we inhale and we exhale, tuck the pelvis and float up to a bridge. So we stay lifted. On the inhale, we roll the ball away by straightening the left leg, but we try to keep the left side of the pelvis lifted up. We exhale, bend the knee, and roll the ball back in. And we inhale, roll it away. And we exhale it back in. I certainly hope you have a ball. If you don't have a Pilates ball, you can just float your foot just off your mat. Right, one more to go. Good. The ball should be under your toe balls, not your heel. We'll exhale, lower the spine one vertebra at a time. We'll put the ball under the right toe ball now. Give everybody time to get set up. Are we ready? All right, inhale first, exhale, tuck, float the hips up. Right here, that right hip bone, we want it to stay lifted as we roll the ball away on an inhale, and we exhale, roll the ball back in. And inhale, roll it away. And exhale, roll it back in. And inhale, roll it away. Watch out for that low back because it wants to arch. Don't let it arch. Bring it back in. And one more to go. And bring it back in. Stay right here. We'll take our last inhale and exhale, lower the spine one vertebra at a time. Very nice. Set the ball aside. And I want us to have a little break here. Just pull the knees into the chest. Move your body around a little bit. And I want us to take a nice spinal twist like we're in yoga class. So let's take the arms out to the side and let the knees fall over to the left. Let's go to the left, and you can turn your head to the right if you want to. We're going to hold here for 3 or 4 breaths. I have a new exercise coming up for you in a second here. Okay, engage the abdominals to bring everything back to the middle. Knees close to the chest, legs fall out to the right. If you like, the head can turn to the left. Take a few breaths here. Engage the abdominals, bring everything back to the middle. And if you'd like to come to sitting for a minute, I want to show you what we're going to do next. This is one of those exercises that's kind of subtle with small moves. So we'll be in our home position. We'll take the hands behind the head and we'll lift up to a chest lift position. And then we're going to lift. We're going to start by lifting the left leg. The right foot stays on the floor. So the sequence is this. We lift into the chest lift position. We twist away from the bent knee this time. We're twisting to the right. Usually we go the other way. And then we try to do a side bend upwards, like we're bringing the elbow toward that knee. Now this lifted knee does not move. It does not get to come in. It stays stationary. So this is the hard part right here, side bending upward. And then we release a little from the side bend. We untwist. We come down almost to the floor. That's our little break. And I'm going to do it one more time before we start. We lift, we twist, we side bend, we release slightly from the side bend and untwist and come down a little. Okay, so let's do 3 each side. Hands behind the head. Let's go ahead and lift slightly into a chest lift position. Bring the left leg up. And then everybody twist to the right. Hopefully you're looking at your screen. And now lift into the side bend. And then release a little bit. Untwist. And come down almost all the way to the mat. And keep breathing. We lift into chest lift. We twist to the right. We take our side bend to come up a little higher. We release slightly from the side bend. We untwist. We come down almost all the way. We have one more to go. We lift. We twist to the right. And then our obliques work so hard as we try to side bend upward more. Release a little bit. Untwist. Come all the way down to the mat. Lower the left foot, bring the right knee up, and we'll go right into it. We lift into a chest lift. We twist our rib cage to the left. We side bend, trying to get that right elbow a little closer to the knee. We release a little from the side bend. We untwist. We come down almost all the way. And again, we lift into the chest lift. We twist to the left. We use the muscles along the right side of our body to lift into the side bend. We release a little bit, untwist, come down a little bit, and lift into the chest lift, and twist to the left. Use the obliques to side bend closer to the knee. We release a little, we untwist, and come down. Right foot comes down, full body stretch, arms out overhead, legs out long. And I hope that was good for you. Okay. So let's grab the ball again. Put the ball between the feet again. And you can use the block if you don't have a ball. Both legs up, let's grab the back of the legs and just kind of, again, lengthen out the hamstrings. I like to flex the feet here because I get a little stretch in the calves. And again, as we move our legs around, the ball is not going to roll. We just want to keep the legs still. The legs are moving because the hips and pelvis are moving. Arms out to the side. We have double leg circles. So we're going to inhale and just circle the legs out to the right by pivoting the hips and circle down around to the other side and come back to the top. And then we go the other direction. Inhale out for the first half of the circle and exhale as you finish out the circle and come back up. And to the right, inhale out and exhale up. To the left, inhale out and exhale up. And to the right, inhale out and exhale up. And one more to the left, inhale out and exhale up. Come all the way up first, and then we'll bend our knees. And again, if you want, you can throw the ball up in the air and catch it and hold on to the ball. Actually, set the ball aside. We're going to roll up to sitting. Okay, the teaser prep exercise looks like this. You can relax for a minute. You want to have the knees bent and bring the legs up and have the shins parallel to the floor. The arms are forward. As if you're in a lawn chair, the upper body tilts back one notch and it comes back up one notch. We're going to make it even more fun by setting the ball on top of the shins. Okay, so I would probably have the ball along your side and get set up in your position first. And then grab the ball with one hand and set it on top of the shins. You're not squeezing the ball with your shins. It's just resting there. So you got to keep those shins parallel to the floor or the ball rolls away. You have an almost straight spine. And let's let go of the legs, arms come forward. We inhale, tilt the lawn chair back, but hold the legs still. We exhale, come back upright. And inhale, tilt back. And exhale, come upright. And one more time. And exhale, up. And hold. And grab the legs. And remove the ball. And come down and rest. We're going to take a little stretch. Legs slightly apart, legs straight. Little spine stretch, just make it easy. You can reach your toes, go ahead and reach for your toes. Let the head drop, take a few breaths. Very nice, come on upright. Bring your legs together, point of the feet, the legs are very straight. Put your hands on the mat just behind you with the fingers facing forward. We're not going to lift up our hips yet. We're just going to arch the back. So I want you to lift up the heart. I want you to draw the shoulder blades down, lifting out of your shoulders. And if you can, just straighten the arms. You're really pointing those feet. If you want to just stay like this and stretch out the muscles in the front of the torso, that's fine. Or if you want to exhale, you can just lift those hips up as high as you want to. and inhale, lower and hover. You can lift them up an inch, you can lift up to a straight line or anywhere in between. And lower and hover, we'll just do 2 more. Really staying lifted out of the shoulders. 1 more to go. And lower. Good. We're going to roll over onto our side already. Grab your ball. We're going to do our normal side lift, but the ball's going to go in between the feet. The legs are out straight. The legs are slightly out to the front. The spine and the lower arm are lined up down the center of your mat. And I like to put a folded up towel under my head, but you can rest your head on your arm if you like. Supporting hand on the floor, either fingertips or flat hand. We'll lengthen our lower spine, narrow the waistline, slightly draw the belly in, and we lift up the legs using our center. We inhale, lower and hover. Don't quite touch the mat. And exhale up. And inhale, lower. And exhale, lift. And inhale, lower. And we have 1 more. And inhale, lower. Okay. All we're going to do now is take away the supporting arm. That arm goes up anywhere you want. And now you have to balance. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower and hover. And again, lifting. Lower and hover. And lift. Lower and hover. And 1 more. And lower the legs. Very good. I'm going to go into the side kick. So bend your knees, hand yourself the ball behind you, and set the ball somewhere behind your torso. That way it's there when we do the other side. In the side kick, we're up on our elbow. This hand can be on the floor. Our spine is straight. Our head's in line with the spine. We're lifted up out of this shoulder. The legs are in the same place as before, no ball this time. Arm up. We bring this arm up so we can widen our chest and reach for the ceiling, and then we don't lose any of what we have. We'll put the fingertips alongside the head. The upper leg lifts up. We flex that foot. We swing the leg forward, pulse it twice, then we point the foot, and we swing the leg slightly behind us without arching the low back, and pulse it twice. Forward and back. And exhale. And inhale, and forward, and back, and flex, and point, and exhale, and inhale. And now bring the leg to its starting position again, so it's above the other leg. Check your spine to make sure it's not slumping, right? And lift the leg up as high as it'll go. And lift, and lift, and lift, and slowly lower. Let's do the other side. Push yourself up to sitting. Grab your ball. Ball goes between the feet. Grab your towel if you're using your towel. Lower arm long along the floor. The palm of that hand is up. Spine lined up along the mat, legs slightly out to the front. Supporting hand in place. Here we go. Using your center. Exhale, float the legs up. Inhale, float them down and hover. And again, lift. And inhale, lower and hover. And lift. And lower. No movement in the ball. And lift. And lower. Arm up. We have 4 more to go. And lower. A little harder this way. And lift. And lower, and lift, and lower. 1 more, and lower. Bend your knees, just take that ball, set it down anywhere behind you. Push yourself up to the elbow. And we have the side kick. Lift it out of the shoulder, straight spine, arm up. Widen the chest, fingertips alongside the head. Lift the upper leg up until it's parallel to the floor. Flex the foot, swing it forward, pulse it twice. Point the foot, swing it back behind you, pulse it twice. Don't let the low back arch. And forward and back. And exhale and inhale. And flex the foot and point the foot. And forward and back. And pulse, pulse, and pulse, pulse. Bring the leg to the starting position. Be sure that your rib cage hasn't sagged. And we'll lift that leg up as high as it'll go. And hold, and maybe a little higher, and hold, and maybe a little higher, and hold, and slowly lower down. Okay, in the Friday class, if you've already watched that, we did a new thing. We're going to do that new thing again today. I'm going to move my stuff out of the way, and you're probably going to need a towel or something soft because we're going to have one knee on the mat. Here, we're going to put our left knee on a towel. This is kind of like side kick kneeling, but it's a little different. I need to just tilt my screen a little higher. We're going to be doing some side bending. Now, if you're getting knee pain when you're up in this position, you may have to either get more padding or maybe skip the exercise. But we want to have our femur bone straight up and down vertical. Same with the spine if possible. So it's straight up and down instead of off to the side. And our right leg is directly out to the side. Real similar to gate pose in yoga. I don't care how your foot is. You can rest your heel on the floor. So hands on hips. Try to level out your hips. So instead of that, it's that. And we'll take our arms straight out to the side. And similar to when we were standing, we'll side bend to the right toward that straight leg. We're going real slow here, so just breathe normally, just to see how far you can go. You don't want to move the arms. The arms are locked into the shoulder joints. And come back up. Okay, now we're going to side bend the other way, so breathe. Just see how far down you can go. And if you can reach all the way toward the floor, I don't want you to rest your hand on your mat, just float and come back up. Okay, now hands behind the head or fingertips alongside the head. If you put your hands behind the head, promise me you won't push your head forward. Okay, flatten the belly. Side bend to the right. Nice and slow. Just see how much you can get. And then come back upright. Okay, now side bending the other way. Breathe. And come back up. Okay, now the arms go up. The shoulder blades drop. We're in a high V position. I know you can't see my hands, but I've got my fingers straight. As we side bend to the right, we don't change the arms or the shoulders. It's all about the spine. And we'll come back up. We side bend to the left. With the arms up, you have more of your body weight up. It's going to be a little harder. You'll have to work a little harder. You decide how far you want to go. And come back up. Now we're going to take the hands back alongside the head or behind the head again. We're just going to go ahead and side bend to the left. Don't go quite all the way. Okay, hold in the side bend and twist so that the chest faces down. And untwist. And we're going to do that again. Twist the same direction. And untwist. And one more time. And untwist. Keep your chest facing the front as you come back to upright. Release the arms and we'll shake it out. Let's do the other side. Okay, now the left leg goes out. So this femur bone straight up, hands on the hips. You want to level out your hips if you can. Spine straight up and down. Arms out. Side bend to the left toward the straight leg. And come back up. Now side bend the other way. I'm giving you extra time here. You want to see how far down you can go. And come back up. I would bet money that this side's different from the other side. Hands behind the head or fingertips alongside the head. We side bend to the left. And come back upright. And side bend to the right. And come back upright. Good. Now arms out. And arms up. And shoulder blades drop. Okay, side bending to the left. And back upright. Side bend to the right. And back upright. Okay, so again, fingertips alongside the head or hands behind the head. We're going to side bend to the right. Not quite as much as you did just now, maybe about here. And now we twist downward. And untwist. Again, twisting downward. The spine can be rounded a little bit here if you like. And untwist. And one more to go. And untwist. And then come up. And we'll shake it out. Roll the shoulders a few times. Good. Hope that was okay on your knee. So let's take a rest pose. Let's all face this way. While you're in your rest pose, I'm going to adjust my screen up a little higher. Good. All right, come out of your rest pose, lie down on your belly. So we're going to do 3 of our basic back extension with the arms kind of glued into the sides of the body. The legs are together. The legs will stay down. So we have our face floating just above the mat and the front of the shoulders just off the mat. We'll pull the belly in, and as we inhale, we lift up the head, chest, and shoulders. And we exhale, lower, and hover. And again, we inhale and lift. Exhale, lower, and hover. And one more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower, and hover. And now we're going to do 3 more, except as we inhale, lift, we'll also lift up the arms, and we'll externally rotate in the shoulders so that the palms are facing down. And we exhale, lower. And we inhale, lift. And as you lift up, squeeze your shoulder blades together as you pull the fingers toward the heels. And exhale, lower. And one more time. And exhale, lower. Turn your head to one side, take a little rest. Turn your head to the other side, maybe 2 more breaths. Good. Head to the center. Let the legs separate a little bit. Let the arms be slightly away from the body. And we're just going to inhale and lift up to a locust pose, just like when we do in yoga class. And exhale and lower almost all the way. And again, we'll inhale, lift. Again, we want the shoulder blades gliding downwards. And exhale, lower. And one more time, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Turn your head to one side, 2 or 3 breaths. Head to the other side, 2 or 3 breaths. And then going back to that locust pose again, set yourself up. We're going to add on to it. Firm up the belly. Inhale, lift. Stay lifted. Exhale, squeeze the legs together. Inhale, take the legs apart. Exhale, come down to the mat. We'll do it again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze legs together. Inhale, take legs apart. Exhale, come down to the mat. One more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze the legs. Inhale, legs apart. And exhale, come down. Stack the hands under the forehead and give yourself 3 or 4 slow breaths and just allow the back of the body to release and soften. And then come up to all fours. And I want you to immediately arch your back as you take an inhale. Look forward and lift up your tail feathers. Exhale, come to a neutral spine, barely rounding the spine at all. And inhale, arching the back all the way. And exhale, now you can round your spine a little bit more. And inhale, arch. And exhale around the spine even more still, if that's okay with your back muscles. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, arch. And on a slower exhale, we're going to round the spine. We're just going to hold that spine lifted for a few seconds. And inhale, come to neutral spine. Okay, not quite done yet. Grab your ball. If you don't have the ball, grab the block. Come to sitting facing the same way I am. Roll down onto your back. Come to your home position and lift up your hips and put the ball underneath your sacrum or the block. Relax your arms anywhere along the side. Your arms can be out to the side a little bit if you want. You'll have to balance on that ball, and I'd like you to bring one leg up, straight up to the ceiling, and then the other leg up. Both legs straight, both feet gently pointed, and just open the legs out to the side. Give yourself a little stretch in the inner thighs and close them back up. And do that 2 more times. And 1 more time. Now you're going to have to be doing a little bit of work in the belly muscles. Now separate the legs so they're hip joint width apart. Keep them straight. Flex your left foot. And as the left leg comes in closer to you, the right leg moves directly away from you and it stays straight. And then we switch, we're doing scissors. So the foot flexes as the leg comes up, the foot pointed as the legs move away. And right leg up, hold here, right leg up. Helicopter the legs out. Now the left leg is up, give me 2 scissors. And a helicopter. And 2 scissors kind of fast, and a slow helicopter. And 2 scissors kind of fast, and a slow helicopter. And 1 more time, and a slow helicopter. So if you did that correctly, your left leg should be up, bend your left knee, and grab the front of the left knee and pull that knee in as close to your chest as you can. And in the meantime, just keep that right leg straight out way in front of you. And it may or may not rest on the mat. It doesn't matter. You should feel a stretch in front of the right leg and right hip. The further in you can pull the knee to your chest, the more your low back rounds and the better that should feel. And switch legs. Take your stretch. It's a little bit like being in a lunge. One more breath. Okay, go ahead and release the leg. Just bend both knees, get both feet on the floor. And we'll lift our hips up off the ball. We remove the ball, set it aside, lower down from the bridge, pull the knees into the chest. Roll over onto your side toward your screen and push yourself up to sitting. Sit with a tall, straight spine, flat back, and straighten your legs if you can. Otherwise, just let the knees bend a little bit. Relax your arms, and inhale, circle the arms out and up. And we'll exhale, we'll round the spine first, and then let's dive into the pool, reaching for the toes. And you can rest your hands on your shins if you'd rather do that. Let's take 2 breaths. Finish out that last exhale. And then as you start to inhale, let go of your toes. We're going to stack the lower spine first, then we'll stack the mid spine. We stack the upper spine, and then we'll lift the head up last. Bring your arms out forward. Give yourselves a big hand, even though you're at home all by yourself. I want to thank you for joining me. The next class is being videotaped on Friday at 1 o'clock. Join us if you like. Have a great day.